Hi, I'm Christine Cushing, and welcome to another helping of my favorite foods. Today we're going to get a little bit funky. Whenever I find something that's so mouth-watering, I have to explore it. Today's recipe is inspired by an LA chef named Evan Funky, who was no doubt inspired by his time cooking in Italy. The experience today you and I are going to share together. I've never made it, I've never tasted it. This is my take. I'm doing the recipe and shooting the video at the same time. Let's go. With any Italian recipe, this one is no exception. You want to get the best ingredients you can get your hands on. I've said it so many times, but it really is what makes it, the ingredient. Now, don't look down on mortadella, because let me tell you, in the Renaissance years, mortadella was 3 times the price of prosciutto. I know, who knew? It was really, really highly acclaimed and people loved it. The aristocrats loved it. So much so that it actually had a type of warranty. I'm not even joking, it had a warranty. So it could only be made within the walled city of Bologna under very strict specifications. It could only be made by authorized butchers, and it had a wax seal. That meant it was phenomenal and people loved it and were willing to dish out a lot of whatever the currency in the 16th century was. What was it? I have no idea. Be sure to check out my video on calzone if you want to find out how to make a simple pizza dough, good all-purpose for novices and aficionados alike. Now, I wouldn't say that I'm obsessed with pizza, although I'm heading in that direction, not gonna lie. So you can see the difference here in the texture. This is somewhere between semolina and flour. It has a little bit of grit, so this is called semola. I like to combine that with some 00 flour. A little bit of a softer texture, mostly in the milling, slightly less protein. Now I'm using an overnight ferment, 24 hours. Let's see, in the fridge. And I'm gonna let you see this. Just putting a little flour down there so it doesn't stick. Oh. I just want to cut this into 3 relatively even pieces. We're not, running a pizzeria here. Oh, look at that texture. Is that incredible? Or what? So just let them rest for about 15 minutes, then we shape. Okay, now that these are resting, this stage is very, very important. Pizza's all about timing. I know I said it was, is it pizza, is it a sandwich? But we still are making a pizza dough, so it's all about the timing. I want to get my oven going on here while these rest. So these are going to take about an hour. I've timed this out. And my oven goes to about 550 Fahrenheit. So the highest temperature you can get, put a stone, or I have a cast iron griddle in there. That's super important to get nice texture. So for the pesto, you can check out my pesto genovese, which I use pistachios. It's going to be perfect for this recipe. Let me have a taste. Why is pesto so freaking good? Okay, now we're going to take a little detour. We're going to go a little bit south from Bologna to Puglia, or Puglia. Either is correct, with some fresh burrata. Now, burrata is essentially mozzarella on steroids because it's that same idea of pasta filata, like you're pulling the curds and stretching them in warm water. But in addition to that, you're jamming cream in there. So, I mean, it's so rich. It's so just melt in your mouth. I mean, it's basically melted. It's gonna be really insane on this pizza sandwich, focaccia, whatever it is. And now we stretch. So I just use my fingertips and allow some bubbles. And now just using both my hands to kind of stretch it out. Incredible. Beautiful. Okay, that's perfection. And now I'm going to drizzle it with some olive oil. Just a nice little slathering. And then I'm going to fold it in half towards you. Look at this. Gently. Again, shimming. And just making a little, like maybe a couple of little slits here. That's going to allow the air to escape and it's not going to puff up. If I've got a little bit too much semolina here, I'm going to brush it off. And just again, light drizzle of olive oil to give it a little sheen and a crust. This is going in the oven between 4 and 5 minutes. Mine is at 550 degrees. Oh, mama. Just a little zing of some lemon zest. This is what I'm talking about. Inhale, exhale. Whose heart is palpitating right now? Look at this thing, it's crazy. I'm gonna take a bite. You want a piece? Smells extraordinary is all I'm gonna say. Oh. That is nuts. The burrata with the mortadella and then a little bit of the, oh, some is dripping. Cannot lose a single drop of this. The combination is crazy and that little zing of lemon zest at the end, oh, so incredible. Like, thanks so much for joining me on a funky helping of my favorite foods. See you next time. You gotta try this. I mean, I'm not even joking. No!